Hi again, welcome to our makeover series. My name is Clarke, DiamondWorks Podcast, and today I have Zane. Zane is here with me for some things, not too much, but we're gonna find out exactly what Zane is looking for. Hi Zane, how are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Good, good. Tell me Zane, I'd like to jump right into it. So what's getting you interested in doing any of this sort of stuff?
Well, so I've just turned 44.
Okay, 44.
Yes, and I've generally been told that I have a very youthful face.
Okay.
And people are often surprised when I tell them I'm 44.
Very good, very good.
But recently I've just felt like everything's been sort of sagging a bit.
Some changes.
And just in the way that I talk, I have a very expressive face. I have a lot of movement.
Do you use your face for your occupation? Do you use your
Yes,
body for what is it that you do?
I'm an actor.
You're an actor. Okay,
Yes.
very good.
So in general, it's sort of served me well that I have
Right.
sort of
Right.
this face that moves a lot.
Right. So what age range are you typically going for? What are you interviewing for in your auditions?
So generally, the characters that I go for are sort of 38, around there.
Okay.
Young
30s,
dads.
Young dad.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that kind of thing.
Awesome. So basically, you want some smoothness, no or very little lines, but maximum movement because you have to maintain your expressions.
Well, I mean, from what I've seen recently,
Yeah.
you need some expression, but
Absolutely.
But from what I have here,
Yes.
I'm very concerned with how defined some of the lines have
Right.
become.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Especially, if I sort of frown this way, and it just seems to be cemented now, and that's what I'm concerned about.
Right. So I definitely will say you can maintain most, if not all, of your expressions without the harshness of some of the lines. Right. Not only that, but sometimes these lines take you from the 38 into the 48, 50 something. And it may not necessarily be what you really look like, but it might just be what the camera and the lights and what that's picking up. Do you know anyone who's ever had treatments of this sort before? Botox, fillers, threads?
I mean, I'm a little worried because I had Botox once.
Oh, you had before?
Yes, and it wasn't a great experience.
I see.
It was lopsided. My eye was sort of half closed.
Okay.
A lot of the time.
Okay.
Yikes.
And
And it took a while to sort of
oh
smooth
yeah,
out.
you've got about 2 months of that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't audition for anything.
Right.
I was busy with the project, and we had to sort of delay some things.
Yes.
It was
Right.
It was a nightmare.
Very good. Very
And so
good.
that's what I'm quite tentative
So
about.
this is definitely a major concern to have because your face is your money, your face is your income, and not only because you're an actor, even if it wasn't, it's still your psychological wholesomeness that you have.
Yeah.
When you look in the mirror, you want to like what you see in the mirror. So you're 44 years old. I think I'm still the oldest person in this room, right? I am. So I'll get you to where you want to be. And after that, then we can talk about creating something that you would like to have. So for this makeover session, what I'm doing is just reversing the visual times, the visual aging a little bit, especially with your eyes. And maybe a few months after that, we're going to get into a few more things. So guys, this is it for the makeover with Zane. I'm going to really refresh Zane. You will see in about 2 weeks the difference that Zane is going to have and why everyone needs to incorporate this into their daily life. So Zane, are you ready?
I am so ready.
So ready. So we're heading out of here. Hello once again to our makeover series with Zane. Now Zane, I love to treat my fellow brothers because it tells us that our image of ourselves and what we think about beauty is evolving, and we're actually designing what we want rather than leaving it up to genetics or our parents to give us what we're going to have. So we're going to flip right back to Zane now. So Zane, so you do understand what we're going to do because Zane had this done before, but I'm just going to reiterate and do a really quick consultation. All right, Zane? Good. Now Zane, a few things I see. I'll put a mirror in your hand. Now, what stands up more that I feel that you don't really need is these horizontal lines that has become permanent.
Yeah.
Right? So they're cracked and creased into the skin, which means this is permanent damage unless something is done, and it will only get deeper. So I propose that we do our treatment on the forehead, which is going to get rid of most of the lines, however not 100%, because I need expression from you.
Yeah.
So we would definitely work on the forehead. That's a must. Squeeze angry for me. Now what happens here is you don't only go in, but you also go down.
Yeah.
So this is an absolute necessary area to be done to lift those eyebrows up. Second is when you do squeeze, you're also pulling the lateral brow in, which pulls the eyelid down as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can open up your eyes back to where they were before. Now, after this treatment, we're gonna have a 2-week follow-up visit so we can see the full expression, how the expression has changed slightly without changing Zane's face. After that, Zane, I think we should start to talk about some fillers. Not fillers to change your face, but to just get you back to where you were, say, 5 or 10 years ago.
Right.
Why am I saying that? Because you've lost some of your masculine angles of the face, which is this zone here and here. It doesn't mean we do all of that. It just means that I will enlighten your mind as to how the face starts to change as we get a little older.
Right.
And even though we may still appear youthful looking, those changes are not stopping. And sometimes we notice, wow, I used to look 35 and now everyone is telling me I look 48, 50, and that can happen in a matter of weeks.
Right.
So I would say you definitely had a little higher cheekbone, not full. Remember, it's not feminine cheekbones, it's masculine cheekbones. So if I were to tell you that I did myself, everything that I'm telling you I did to myself, I am definitely older than you are, and everything I did to myself. So we lose these features slowly over time. And when we reverse these features, now you're looking at yourself 10 years ago, that is what I used to look like. But I would always say go slow. Don't just jump in and do everything. But when you do, then you're controlling the way your features look like, and you're controlling what other people see when they look at you.
Right.
All right. Now the last thing I mentioned is under your eyes. You can see this little hollow that's running under the eye, and the cheek here getting a little flatter. That's something that happens also over time. The bones in the face change. And as the bones change and get smaller, what happens to the skin? The skin doesn't change. The skin doesn't get smaller. The skin drops. So if we can reestablish those features, those bony features, your youthful face is coming right back out. So even though you still look young, that change is happening slowly.
So how do you counteract that?
How do you combat that? How do you change the fillers? Dermal fillers. So dermal fillers uses a needle also. We go under and we kind of recreate what you had before. We're not creating Emanuele's cheeks and lips and chin. We're creating Zane's cheeks and lateral features and jawline and so forth. Every guy loses this jawline, the thing that kept, the face strong and masculine. We all lose it. So if you can see my jawline, 2 years ago I started losing it. So this is a little bit of filler.
Right.
And you can never tell I had it done. That's the point. So when you do a haircut or you put makeup on for the camera, you are changing things slightly. When you do this, it's the same thing. You're changing things, but not slightly, you're changing things for a longer period of time, 1 year maybe. After 1 year, you go back to where you were before. You don't go back worse, but you go back to where you were before. Now we're gonna start and jump right into the treatment after I have laid so much information on you. All right, so first I'm going to numb the areas 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll do the treatment, and literally within 5 minutes, we're gonna be done.
Cool.
All right?
Great.
You ready?
Little nervous.
Yes.
As I said before,
Yeah.
previously I had a bad experience,
Yes.
but I trust you.
Bad experiences is not the product. Bad experiences is the injector, the doctor, MD, PA, or nurse who injected you. So bad experience isn't the product, it's the person working on you. All right?
Great.
Very good. So now we're going to look at two of my go-to botulinum toxin products that I use to soften the lines. And I use two for two different reasons. One of them gives me a little bit more spread, a little bit more softer edges, and the other one is giving more precision in hitting the targets that I want to have. So these two products are going to be, and let's zoom in really, really tight. We have our two competitive products, Dysport and Daxxify. Dysport and Daxxify are the two botulinum toxins that really, really do a great job. And in doing a great job, what I need is for my patient to be as comfortable as possible and to be as happy as possible with what they're having done. Dysport is going to work super fast. However, Daxxify also works super fast. The major difference is one is more concentrated, which allows me to get small kind of micro treatments in, and the other one is more of, it floods the area and soft. For example, if someone wants to be frozen, then I want my Dysport. But if I want to change certain characteristics of the face, then I'm using my Daxxify. Remember, one product does not fit everyone. There are multiple dermal fillers, there are multiple botulinum toxins. Which botulinum toxin is good for you, which dermal filler is good for you, is what the expert injector will enlighten you on. So we're not changing your face, we're just reducing the hyper movement of the skin.
Right.
Are you working on any projects now? Not necessarily the name of the project, but are you working on anything now?
Yeah, I have a couple of projects coming
Nice.
up.
Very good.
Some theatre things mostly.
Nice. So
Yeah.
theater is where that art really comes in, right? The art of acting.
Yes.
I don't know how you project your voice to the back of the room. I can't do that.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah. So I'm going with my Dysport. That's going to allow me to cover a wider area and get the same results. However, I don't want 100% result on Zane. What I want is about 75% of my actual result. So I'm adjusting my dosage and my pattern to suit that purpose. Okay, very good. Now let's go on this side.
So how long does it take for the effects to sort of kick in?
So this is going to take approximately 1 to 3 days to kick in. Okay. Some people 1 day, they start to see the results, others up to 3 days, but it's one of the fastest working products we have on the market today. Both Daxxify and Dysport works super fast. We had the Dysport today, and there's no real recovery. Any little red marks or bumps are going to be gone within about 5-10 minutes. Okay. The only thing I ask is that you don't put your face on pressure, which means you don't lay them on your face, you don't lay them on your side, and you try to sleep on your back as much as you can. Now, if you take a look here, you see little red marks. Those are the injection marks. Those are going to disappear in 5 to 10 minutes.
Cool.
Now, the longevity of these products depend not only on the product, but also depend on the dosage. It also depends on the patient as well. Some people, their treatment may last a little less because the muscles recover faster. But that also means that you're pretty much super healthy. It doesn't mean you're metabolizing the product faster. You know, I hear that sentiment that I metabolize this product. There's no such thing. You're not metabolizing any product. What happens is that the nerve fibers and the muscle interacts, and your muscles recover faster than other people. The healthier you are, likely the quicker your muscles recover, which means that the Botox may not seem to work as long, but it is still working. It's just your muscles are recovering a little bit faster. I'm happy that you were here.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you. So this is Zane. We're gonna check out Zane in about 2 weeks. Don't forget to subscribe to us. Don't forget to watch our YouTube channel to get more information, more understanding of these products, and to see additional makeovers and other aspects of treatments that we do. Hey, welcome back to our makeover series, and this is the 2-week post on Zane. Zane, how are you doing?
Great, fantastic, actually.
Fantastic. Now, I love to work on males and their expressions. With Zane, it is interesting because the first experience he had was not the greatest experience, and this was several years ago. And now we're going to look at what my work have brought about and how Zane feels. I know he's smiling, so I know the results look good. But let's evaluate the results together. All right, Zane, the first thing I'm going to do is to look into the camera and raise your eyebrows as high as possible. Very good. So this is as much as you can raise, correct? Yeah. Raise one more time. Now raise it 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you see, each time you try to raise, it's weaker and weaker.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is because the muscle fibers have been denervated, which means they're very weak. So any pull makes them very weak and they cannot create the lines anymore. So this is a perfect result. It's about 95% frozen. Not 100% because he maintains some expression. The one thing I was worried about, and Zane was worried, is that any of the hooding that could have occurred. Because Zane has full eyebrows and they come forward. Now Zane, let's look at the glabellar zone. I want you to keep your eyes open and squeeze as angry as you can. Very good. So there's no movement. That's 100% relaxation. Now I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to squint and try to squeeze it. You can close the eyes, squint. Very good. And relax. Now when that happens, there is some movement here when he squints because he's using other muscles than the ones I worked on. So the trick here is, after your treatment, don't squint, keep your eyes open, squeeze, and if it moves, then you go for your follow-up treatment. If you keep your eyes open and it doesn't move, you've got a perfect job. Last is going to be the crow's feet. Saying, let's look to the side, and I want you to smile for me with the eyes open. Very good. So there's no movement on the lateral canthal region. There's no movement at all. And then look into the mirror. Now tell us how happy you are with your result.
I mean, it's fantastic.
I mean, I have to say, it looks really, really good.
I feel rested. That's the thing. It just, I feel like everything is just sort of settled. Yeah. And I really like the result.
You look like you just came back from vacation.
I mean, that's all we need.
Yeah, this is all you need. Yeah. Forget about the tricks. Just do the Botox. All right, listen. Stay tuned for my other makeover series with my other attendees, and we will see what they have in store for what they have done.